All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Stout Sportsman. I'm Matt. That's Scott over there. And down below, we have Donnie. This video, basically, we're just going to kind of go over a little bit of our fantasy fishing from last year. And we have Donnie here that we're bringing on. He was the winner of our league last year. How you doing, Donnie?
I'm doing great.
Excellent.
So I guess first question is what do you think of that rod and reel we sent you?
I love it.
Good.
Go to the lake yet and use it, but so far I've got everything ready to go as soon as the weather breaks a little bit more. But I really do love it. It's very nice.
Good.
I know you said. I think you said you used the Veritas rods.
Yes.
How does it feel to that? Is it lighter? Is it heavier?
I think it's actually a little bit lighter.
A little bit lighter, and that's a heavy that you have.
You're right.
And most of your Veritases are medium heavy.
Right. That's
So.
all. Veritoses are medium heavy.
Cool.
Okay.
So I guess what do you think? What was your kind of like strategy last year that helped you win our league?
Well, I had a lot of luck for one thing, but about toward the end of the year, I realized that I was up close to the top, so I tried every week to kind of play safe and not really step out on the limb with a long shot.
Right.
I stay safe and everything, and it just seemed like it worked out good. Plus, I also picked a lot of the local guys at the venues wherever they were at. You know, when they were down south, I picked a lot of the southern guys, but up north, I picked the Johnsons about every day.
Right. It's hard to go wrong with the Johnson brothers up north.
Right. But no, it just worked out good for me.
Good.
My next question is: did you win anything else from any other leagues or any groups?
I didn't win any other leagues. I think I finished 45th overall.
Oh, wow.
Always, right below winning every time, but I was close a lot of times, just never could get a win. And it might have been because I was playing it so safe, but I've also tried it before. A couple of years ago, I would try to hit all the long shots, and I didn't do good at all.
Yeah, either playing, if you're playing more than like say 3 or 4 out of your 5 buckets with a long shot, the chances of you hitting on all those very, very slim. I mean, if you do, it's a grand slam, but if you don't, it puts you even further back.
And it just makes it so hard to catch up.
Right. Donnie, a little bit of background on yourself. Like, how long have you been fishing? I'm assuming you fish, so you have a bunch of rods.
I started fishing when I was a little boy. My dad would carry me. I live in Rome, Georgia, and there's a lake right across the state line in Alabama, Weiss Lake, and it's more known for crappie fishing than it is bass fishing. But that's what my dad loved to do. And he carried me from the time I was big enough to know what was going on. And so that's all I done until I don't know, I was probably in my 20s before I took up bass fishing.
Okay.
Once I started doing bass fishing, I really liked that. And then, of course, later on I got married and had a couple of kids. And as they got bigger, I got a daughter and a son. And when my son got big enough, he really liked to go bass fishing. So me and him would go bass fishing. And now he's like 32 now. And we got together now, and whenever we can, we try to fish tournaments together and stuff. We don't fish a lot, but they have a little tournament trail down here on Weiss Lake. And then there's a few of them over at Gunnersville we try to go to.
Oh, nice. Cool. Very nice.
Gunnersville's about 80 miles from here. But that's where he's living at now, so I try to go over when I can. And
sure,
I love fishing. That's my.
Now, do you or your son, either of you, have a boat?
Yes, I have a 520 BX Ranger.
Okay,
and
nice.
I've had it since. I've had it. Let's see, probably about 8 years now.
Nice,
cool.
Me and fish out of it, and we really enjoy it. It's just something me and him can do together.
Right. Absolutely.
Enjoy it.
Did you hear of the amateur team tournament that Bass Pro's doing?
About that yesterday.
Yeah.
Sure did. That's something to think about. I don't know where he can get off, where we could go or whatever, but that's really something to really think about.
Yeah.
I don't know how good we're doing. We're not the greatest in the world, but we just enjoy going.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know. Scott's brought that up to me a couple of times over the last week or so here, and Scott, I think you were saying it doesn't look like it's going to happen this year, but maybe next year and going forward after that, it could.
Yeah, definitely. I saw the dates, and those dates, I mean, I got some personal stuff coming up, and those dates just don't work for me. So I was looking at that St. Clair in Michigan, because that's the closest one to us,
right? And
it just wasn't going to work out this year. But I'm hoping it works out good this year, and then they can maybe do it next year. I'll definitely give it a whirl.
Maybe next year it'll be something. I think the closest one to where I'm at was the one in Tennessee, but it was still a good ways away, and I just didn't know if we'd be able to do that. So I don't know. Probably not this year, but maybe down the road we'll take a look at it.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. So what are your thoughts on this season for fantasy fishing? What has you intrigued? Maybe what is there a strategy that you're looking at maybe using without giving away too much?
I'm probably going to try to do like I did last year. I am excited to see some of the guys that are going to be new to the elites this year, the ones coming back, Scott Martin, Hackney, Jason Christie, some of them, and then, of course, a couple of the young guys that are coming in that I've been reading about. I'm retired now, so I get to spend doing stuff. And a couple of those guys seem like they are really going to be strong.
So that's your secret this year is you're retired and you can just spend all your time
doing some research, right?
I can.
Good. So how many years have you actually been involved with fantasy fishing now? And like in the past, were did you take part in like the FLW fantasy fishing that they had?
In the FLW, I started with Bassmaster. I guess I've done it maybe 5 years now.
Okay.
But like I said, up until last year, I just more or less got on there and just picked the guys I wanted to pull for. It didn't big deal.
Right.
Picked them to pull for them. But last year, I've been retired now for about 3 years, so I got to do a little bit more research on it and everything, and and then I found y'all on the YouTube channel, so I started watching y'all every week and listening.
Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
And a couple more, the one with Andrew Upshaw and
Hallman and Castledine, yeah. Yep.
I tried to watch it before every tournament to get their opinions on everything, and that helped me out a lot too. But if it was down to a couple of different guys, I would just pick whoever I wanted to pull for, and try it.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. I enjoy watching it just to watch it, but when you got somebody that you can pull for while you're watching it too,
sure. Yep.
More fun.
Yep.
So we asked we had Hellabass Rich Lindgren on our show last week.
Yeah.
We asked him if he had any blacklist guys. Do you have any guys that you don't pick?
Good question.
Well, funny you asked that. There's a guy that burnt me all year last year, but I've already picked him for the one coming up next week. And it's your guy, John Cruz.
John Cruz, all right. Yep. I had a feeling that's who you were getting at there.
He killed last year. I don't know how many times, but I don't know. I've been looking at this one next week and everything, and he looks like his record is hard not to pick him at St. John's. So
yeah, he was a second place last year, I believe. Yeah.
I may pick him next week, and then after that, I'll probably be done with it.
Yeah. Good.
But I laughed the other night when I was watching y'all with the bass talking about it, and when you I heard Scott mention John Cruz, and I said,
Yep.
same guy.
I think a lot of people have that same feeling towards him.
Because he stayed in Bucket E all year, and it didn't matter. Every time I picked him, he would always bomb out.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, if he stays in Bucket E and has a good, like, you know, if 40 to 50% of the people are picking him, it actually might be your good chalk pick to take. If there's that many people taking him, good chance everybody else is going to bomb out too.
Right.
That pick.
Right.
That's another thing that I done last year too. Was I kind of watched for that, and if there was somebody that was up at like 40% or higher, I thought about it and I thought, well, of all the people that are doing this, somebody knows something, so I might ought to get on the train with them, you know. So I would, and like I said, if he don't do good, then there's a lot of people that's going down with you, you know, versus guys down at 1% and 2%. If you pick them and they don't do good, then boy, you really get behind.
Right. Yep. Now, did you have a different strategy at the beginning of last season that you worked with, and then kind of changed over to the Safeway toward the end?
I still, like I said, I watched y'all's video. I watched Upshaw and them, and I watched the Hellabass one, and then I read all the pundit picks on the Bassmaster, and I kind of looked at everything and seen see who everybody picked, and then I kind of made my picks from that.
Okay. So I think you're a lot in the same lines as what, you know, Scott and I and a lot of other people do too. I mean, a lot of time we're, especially with me, a lot of my picks that I'm making are regional guys that, you know, fish that lake locally quite often. Yep.
Yeah, I tried, and I leaned toward that. When they was up on the northern swing, I tried to stay more with the Johnsons and Gustafson and those guys, you know, because they're more smallmouth fishermen and they've been at it for a long time. Of course, some of these southern guys are getting where they're starting to catch.
Yeah, they're picking it up quick. Yep.
And then vice versa, there's some of the northern guys that are coming down here and really doing good with the largemouth. So it's getting harder to do.
Right.
Yep.
But I just thoroughly enjoy it. I watch it. I stream it on Bassmaster when it comes on. I'm up every morning on tournament day, and I get my coffee and go in there and get.
Nice.
Good.
I really enjoy watching it.
Good.
You'll try to learn something. And last year, Frank Alley, he won, and he was fishing an area where I fish quite often.
Nice.
So I learned a few things from him on that I'm anxious to try this year.
Oh, good. Good.
All right. Do you have any other questions, Matt?
I do, real quick. I do want to apologize. I know Scott sent the rod out. It got to you in time. The reel.
No,
I'm gonna blame that on the post office because that took, I think, well over 2 weeks before it got to you. So
I've got it now, so everything's good.
All right.
Yeah, you actually sent that before I sent the rod out.
Right, I did. And the Power Pro that I sent you, I probably should have asked you what pound test you would have liked or what brand or whatever, but that's what I grabbed. I figured with a heavy rod that would work out for you.
Oh yeah, that's fine. And I either I've used 40 and I've used 50.
Okay.
And a lot of my friends fish over at Gunsville, they use 65. But
wow.
40 to 50 is good.
Okay. Good. So I did all right there.
Yeah. Us northern boys, we don't go over 20 very often.
No.
When you throwing that frog in the grass and you get 5-6 pounder on there in that grass, you have to really work to get him out of there.
Right. Good.
So, but I'm anxious to use it. I want to see how it does.
We'll have to have you on again a little bit later on in the season just to get a recap, an update of how that rod and reel is working out for you.
I'd love to.
Awesome.
And if you win this year, I'm gonna build you a nice drop shot rod. We're gonna get you.
Right. We'll get you smallmouth fishing.
Hey, that's something I've never caught.
Really?
smallmouth. I know there's a few in Lake Guntersville, and I keep hoping one day I'm gonna catch one, but so far I hadn't ever caught one. I would love to come up north and fish some of those lakes, catch some of those big smallmouth. That would be a dream come true.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't think I caught a largemouth until like July. I mean, I started in April, and it was like 3 months before I ran into a largemouth.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a little while.
They're very scarce where we live now. Pickwick Lake, the northwest of Alabama, and Wheeler Lake, they have a lot of smallmouth, but I just never go over there and go fishing. It's a 4 or 5 hour drive over, and so I try to stay local. I can make a day trip out of going to Guntersville, and of course Lake Weiss is right here, like a 30-minute drive away. So that's where I stay most of the time.
All right.
Cool.
Very good. Well, that's all I have. That's all I got, Scott. So
yeah, I think we're going to keep this one a little shorter than our last ones. Yep. Thanks for joining us, Donnie. This isn't our pick video, obviously, but that'll be up probably next Monday, I think.
Yeah, I think we'll shoot Monday. Yep.
So thanks for joining us. We'll probably check in here in a few months and see how you're doing fantasy wise, and get you on again.
Just let me know when.
All righty.
Sounds good.
Both.
What was that?
Thanks again to both of you.
Oh, you're very welcome. We were cutting up a little bit there. We were breaking up. Sorry. All right. Take care, Donnie.
See you, Donnie.
Good to see you.
All right, Matt. So Donnie joined us, and
yeah,
he was right on with our strategies. And
oh yeah, and I really think most people have very similar strategies. Especially a lot of time going with your local guys that fish that lake often, and you really can't go wrong fishing a local. I mean, your risk versus reward it's there.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think this is gonna do it for us. Check in next week. Not even a week.
Yep.
To get our picks, and we are, I think, 9 days away.
The 11th, 9 days. Yep.
Cool.
Next Thursday.
All right. For Matt and Scott, this is Stout Sportsman, and we're out.
See you guys.